Straight Ahead versus Turning Point. We got a nasty one coming, folks. I think we got to call on an expert here.
Who are you going to call about this?
We've got Mark Porter from Floor Punch here.
Perfect.
Porter, we've got to ask you something very important.
Okay,
This is to crown the best 1980s hardcore band of all time. Straight Ahead versus Turning Point.
Oh, what? It's Straight Ahead, not even close.
Yeah! Hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. How are you, Bo?
I'm doing very well today, Colin. How are you?
I'm scared of this one.
Yeah, this one sucks.
We haven't even posted the thing yet at time of recording, but I can imagine the discourse is perilous and never ending. And honestly, it has been internally as well. We've been staring at this bracket for a few days now, made by our graphic designer, Carrie, who is a sadist.
Sick.
But I think there's a couple tough picks in here, but overall she did a great job.
Of course.
But today, HardLore is going to crown the best 1980s hardcore punk band of all time.
And we need to specify that this is, earlier in the 80s you go, you're going to get a little more on the punk side. And then, there's a spectrum here, but we're talking about everything within this decade.
There's a couple things we couldn't leave out, but we wanted to mostly keep it capital HC hardcore,
And before we really get going on that, after we submitted the bracket, I just realized that there were some bands missing. So I thought I'd go through. For all you guys out there, we know what we're talking about, I promise. I just wanted to list some of the honorable mentions we couldn't fit on this bracket unless we wanted to do
We can only put 32 bands on there,
What do you want from us, right?
So obviously a few things are going to get left out. Here are the honorable mentions.
Die Kreuzen, Zero Boys, Effigies, Dicks, Dead Boys, MDC, Adolescents, Antidote, Naked Raygun, Chain of Strength, Dead Kennedys, DOA, SOA, FUs, Jerry's Kids, Fear, Gangrene, Flipper, Germs, Life's Blood, Government Issue, Iceman, Iron Cross, JFA, Kraut, Meatman, Minutemen, Murphy's Law, Necros, Nerve Agent, Sub-Zero, Project X, Reagan Youth, Red Cross, Youth Defense League, Scream, Siege, SNFU, Subhumans from Canada, TSOL, Teen Idols, Token Entry, Undead, Urban Waste, Rest in Pieces, Verbal Abuse, Bad Religion, Social Distortion, and the Circle Jerks were left off of this list.
Just a few.
Yeah, a handful.
The bare essentials made it. Circle Jerks not on it.
Just the biggest punk bands. We know, but you guys also...
We know, but it's our fucking show, God damn it.
Yeah.
And this is, we Life's Blood, they probably should have on here. But what can you do? They got fucking, 6 songs or some shit?
That is the thing, is some of these bands have one record,
Yeah. And they're great records.
And they're great records, but,
we both did this bracket independently before this.
Yes, we did.
So I'm excited to see what we come up with together as a result.
Right, by trying to convince one another.
Yeah.
I feel like my answers are 9 out of 10 your answers, but we're going to differ on one.
There's a few big ones. There's a few that are like the. I guess we could just start now. Before we start, there's something important we want to tell you guys about.
Absolutely. We are beyond excited to be working with and sponsored by officially the Sight for Sound program, brought to you by Neven Eyewear.
This is probably the coolest partnership we've gotten to do yet, because it directly helps every single working person in the music industry.
That's right.
If they click the link below. Mm-hmm. Sight for Sound is a program created and run by people from punk, metal, rock, hardcore over at Neven Eyewear. It's very simple. Mm-hmm. If you need prescription glasses and you tour or work in the music industry at all, producers, agents, managers, crew, TMs, merch people, I'm serious, anything, they want to give you free prescription glasses. Free prescription sunglasses, too.
That is it.
This is serious.
Yes.
Just get an eye exam, and the only thing you need is your prescription. And Neven will give you free glasses if you work in the music industry at all.
That's right. There's a minor vetting process. All you have to do is go to the site listed below, input your information. It'll ask you all the things that they need to know. And after you do that, the program will be in contact with you via email. It's really, really
You
simple.
did it yourself, right, Bo?
I did it myself 2 weeks ago. Mine are arriving tomorrow.
Your free glasses. Literally no strings.
Yeah, there's no strings. There's no catch.
If you just do the thing right now and you wear glasses and you work in music at all, your glasses will be free. So if you love 1980s hardcore punk bands, I bet your ass needs glasses. And I bet your prescription's out of date too.
Mm-hmm.
So go update that.
Yep.
Get them the new one. Go to the link below. Mm-hmm. They are literally insane for doing this.
This is crazy.
They're just giving you free glasses. Enjoy. Let us know what you think when you get them. All right. We're starting off with a main event.
Yeah.
You know?
Pissing me off event.
This one is a damn near impossible call. And honestly, Suicidal is one of the greatest California hardcore bands of all time. You could call them one of the greatest hardcore bands of all time. You know, like so influential, groundbreaking, creative, hard,
and like cultural. You know, like there's the whole other aspect to it, which makes you wonder. They're paired up against Agnostic Front. Are they the West Coast counterpart?
It could definitely be argued.
You know what I mean? There's some similarities.
What's interesting is like Suicidal was doing like 3,000 people in the Palladium, and AF was doing CBs. You know,
totally. It's crazy.
Different worlds.
Yeah, is it more of a metal thing, more of a crossover thing, or is it the culture?
I mean, the first couple records.
Yeah,
that's hardcore. That's HC. I'm calling it core.
Capital HC.
But you're up against a giant here.
Yeah,
you're up against the Godfathers. I have to, and like in other spaces, Suicidal could make it to the finals.
Right,
you know?
We run into this with all of our brackets.
Every single time, there's one lamb that gets led to unnecessary slaughter, and today it is Suicidal because AF has to win.
Has to win. Fully agree.
All right.
There's no way around that.
There's no way around it. Up next,
I'm killing myself live on camera.
Up next, we have Outburst versus SSD.
Now listen,
dude, these are two similar stories here. I
know.
The youngins who took the torch and ran to the top of the mountain and kept the world burning. You know,
with this one, I had to go for volume.
You got to go SSD.
I got to go SSD.
I agree.
Okay, cool.
And as we said last week,
yeah,
who knows what the straight edge movement would be at all without SSD?
And they're essentially compilations. Kids Will Have Their Say is a record, and then Get It Away is kind of a comp. And then Get It Away is incredible. And then they did, they did like a rock record. They did Power.
Yeah.
May not be your thing, but like we can respect it.
Totally.
And Miles to Go stands on its own. It's the most expensive 7-inch, actually, second most expensive 7-inch I've ever bought.
Good, yeah.
But you're talking about a bigger discography, an arguably bigger impact in a place, and they created it there than the
100%.
So I think SSD clears Outburst with all due respect to Outburst.
And listen, you heard those honorable mentions lists, you know?
yeah. You've already beaten those bands.
Outburst beat Circle Jerks, you know? So this is there's no crediting to anybody who's out in the first round. You made it to the first round.
That's a great way to put it.
We love you. That's why you're here. We love most of those honorable mentions as well. So that's this whole thing is you want to hear about shit you already know, or do you want to if you're a young kid, you want to get put on the Outburst, you know? So your Unc already taught you about Circle Jerks. We're here to talk about Outburst. But SSD has to win here.
I agree. And also it's like, hey, if Circle Jerks are grouped up against Underdog, guess what?
Underdog's winning all day.
You know what I mean? So it's like we
got to keep it real a little bit. This is just us.
We cherry picked HardLore's favorite bands for the most part.
It's true.
So what can you expect? Maybe we should do a bigger one sometime or something. I don't know. This feels
Like an
insane.
128er.
Yeah, a giant
Fuck
bracket.
that.
Carrie.
Next up, we've got. We're free of controversy so far, which is good. But right now, we've got Youth of Today versus Antidote.
If Vitalo hears about my SSD versus Outburst or our take, I feel as though I will get a text message.
I imagine he will. He's already mad that token entry is an honorable mention, so there's nothing we could do. Okay. You know. Listen, Antidote, Thou Shalt Not Kill, groundbreaking, landmark, early to the game.
Sonically similar bands, too. Antidote is kind of like evil Youth of Today.
I agree. And like there's a few bands on here that figured out where the way they sound seems so intentional so early.
Yeah.
Like Antidote was dialing in those tones.
Yeah.
You know?
Thou Shalt Not Kill is an incredible record.
I agree.
But
they're up against a giant.
You're up against arguably my favorite hardcore band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it's got to be Youth of Today.
And again, we're talking about cultural impact, a subcultural movement, coining a phrase.
Yeah.
Like again, we're talking about Youth Crew. Like they coined that. You know, that matters. We're getting nitpicky because these are all of our favorite bands.
Also, the Youth of Today family tree is all over this.
Yes.
And it kind of all the Youth of Today are the roots of the tree.
Yes.
So it's Youth of Today here.
Okay, great. Now
we've got a kaiju fight up next. We've got Boston's Finest
versus
the
band.
God. Slapshot versus Negative Approach.
All right, listen.
This is I really feel for anybody that had to go against Negative Approach was going to have a bad time.
Yes, and I agree. I am one of the biggest Slapshot fans that I personally know. It's like me and Alec Faber. That's it. I love Slapshot, but I'll tell you who I bet Alec likes more. You know what I mean?
Negative Approach.
Negative Approach. They're the band.
Changed the world.
That's who they all wanted to be. You know?
Who knows what this bracket would sound like if Negative Approach never existed? Mm-hmm. You got to give it to Detroit's Finest here.
Without it's a hands down. There's no argument there for me.
Agreed. All right, we're this is a lot. This is our smoothest bracket so far.
Just because this is the next ones are where we pit our actual favorites against favorites.
Bottom right we're gonna get into some trouble. Okay, but right now, Black Flag versus Warzone.
Now this is an interesting one, isn't it?
It is.
They're very different bands.
Very different.
You know, Black Flag. I've never been a huge Black Flag guy. I like Pettibone's work for Black Flag more than I really like their music. You know,
interesting.
But what they did as far as like touring and playing fucking everywhere, pretty amazing.
I mean, but regardless of your like the work is the work. You know.
Yeah.
Those records are monumental.
All of them.
Change the Misfits, as we know. Earth AD wouldn't exist without Black Flag.
And like, I like Rollins. I think Dez is kind of the guy. I like Keith even more. And then the other guy's sick too. You know what I mean? Like there's the one guy who's sang on like one record, you know? So it's like, there's eras, the impact can't be overstated.
Sure. Damaged is absolutely goated.
And then you got Warzone. Listen,
I'm with you.
On the Warzone 7-inch, you have Todd Youth in a backwards hat, and I found out they're like a skinhead straight edge band when I'm 16. Black Flag's got a song about six packs.
Sure.
And
TV
I'm not
parties.
interested. You know what I mean?
Well, the TV party, I'll be there.
That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, you're right.
But this is just, I'm going, what am I throwing on right now?
Yeah, how are we? Yeah, you know what we should have done in the beginning is like not what we prefer. How are we determining? You know, there's
no criteria there.
It's gut
feeling.
If it's gut, then it's Warzone all day.
100%. And this is us. We understand like legacy. Mm-hmm. It's going to Black Flag all day.
Yeah,
you know,
to the Final Four for sure.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah,
and we don't question that. That's beautiful. I would never deny that. What am I putting on right now?
Yeah.
Lower East Side.
Yeah.
Don't Forget the Struggle.
Yeah.
All day.
You know what I just realized? In neither honorable mentions or the bracket are the Misfits.
But that's the best punk band. They don't even belong in this.
They're just the stratosphere. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So Warzone.
It's for us. It's Warzone. I can see that being where the public's choices veer off, but we are who we are.
And listen, we are talking hardcore.
Hardcore.
And
Black Flag is one of the most influential punk bands of all time, and they are a hardcore band.
Yes, yes. They're
in terms of impact, legacy, music, but it only got harder from there. Mm-hmm. And Intro Bust or TV Party, come on. Sick of It All versus Orange County's finest, Uniform Choice.
So I love Uniform Choice. I love Straight and Alert. I like Screaming at the Sun. I like Unity. I like Pat DeBar's catalog. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, what a record,
I'm not a huge Sick of It All guy.
I am a huge Sick of It All
so
guy.
This is kind of where I don't really have a dog in the fight. I can't tell you the last time I listened to Straight and Alert. You know what I mean? Or the Unity song.
I put it on today and yesterday just to get my head in the game here.
Yeah.
Unbelievable sounding record.
It does sound good.
Times change, people change, sing along, what are the goats, Sick of It All is Sick of It All here. I may not be in this chair without the Step Down music video.
I think objectively, it has to be Sick of It All.
And which ruins our Black Flag Warzone argument. But you're saying that, I'm saying subjectively all day. Blood, Sweat, No Tears, Just Look Around, Scratch the Surface alone.
Mm-hmm. Clear.
I would take over the Uniform Choice to Scott.
Also, I think it holds up what we're saying because Sick of It All is a hardcore band that is still fucking rocking.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they're on Fat Wreck. They did it, dude.
Yeah, I'm all in. I can objectively say that that's the correct answer. Excuse me.
Okay. I would agree. We got a barn burner up next. Dude, why
would she
fucked.
do this? Why would she do this?
She's a sadist. All right, guys. The next bracket is Judge versus Leeway.
Are you going Leeway right off the rip?
I mean, I am.
This is the first one I read where I was like, oh, we're going to disagree on this.
I am. I certainly am. And I hear you, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if it's... Because look, Judge, 7-inch, amazing LP, bad 7-inch.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's it.
And they were like, okay, we're done. We can't do this anymore.
Done. Leeway, when we're talking about impact... Mm-hmm. And we know what everyone in from our New York Hardcore Chronicles talked about AJ and the importance of his guitar playing.
Which Judge was the same thing to a lot of people, as we found. Straight edge, that's a great factor.
That's a whole other thing for sure.
But Leeway, Enforcer Demo, Born to Expire, Desperate Measures, Open Mouth Kiss, Adult Crash. I love 3 of those. I like 2 of them.
Yeah.
I would say no skips, other than what is it? Catholic high schools. I don't love that one, but that's fine. I don't think this is a no brainer.
Yeah, it's a brainer.
But it was a fast answer for me. This is tough, but it to me overall it's Leeway.
I like Born to Expire. I like Desperate Measures. I love the Judge 7-inch. And I love Bringing It Down.
Of course. Dude, Bringing It Down is... If you go a while without Bringing It Down on...
Dude.
It hits like whatever crack...
they weren't taking.
They may be smoking now that they're not straight edge anymore. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not for me to say.
Fuck.
But I think it's Leeway. You're going Judge?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's on mine, for sure. So
we can call it. I think we can call in a judge.
We got to call somebody on this one, for sure.
For lack of a better word. Okay. We're going to call in a guest here to settle this debate.
We have to try to pick a the least biased person. So actually, maybe it has to be someone from New York. Although anyone from New York is going to choose, they're all going to choose Leeway. All of them.
I agree. There it is.
There we go.
Hey, is that better?
That's better.
Okay, great. What's happening?
All right. To help us settle this debate, we have none other than Mr. Todd Jones.
Yeah.
Todd, we've got a big question for you.
Okay.
Judge or Leeway?
All right. Now, what's the content matter? What's the subject matter?
The subject matter is we're crowning the best 1980s hardcore band of all time.
Well, I'm into the question.
Tell him it's the first round, too.
Leeway and Judge.
This is first round, dude. Leeway Judge first round is diabolical.
I have to go with Leeway.
Thank you, Todd. I said the same. It was tough.
It was tough.
It's tough, but like I think I connect with Leeway a little bit more than I do Judge, and I like Judge. Particularly, my favorite Judge record is the New York Crew 7-inch, and there's some. I mean, front to back, that record's great.
Fed Up, dude. Fed Up is top 100. You know, easily.
Yeah, New York Crew.
Come on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Todd.
Awesome. Oh, you're welcome.
We may be calling you again. I may need a couple more audibles called.
Yeah, call me back.
All right.
Thank you, Todd.
Later.
See ya.
All right. So that's that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like just an outside. I'm going to go Leeway. Okay.
Okay. So now that that's settled by the great Todd Jones, we move on to our next bracket. This is Gorilla Biscuits versus Discharge. Fucking hell.
Okay. So again, Gorilla Biscuits have a 7-inch and an LP. Discharge kind of started hardcore.
Pioneers that everybody ever is ripping off to this day. It's got to be Discharge.
The D beat, you know? I can't.
The Discharge beat.
I love Gorilla Biscuits. Truly. Actually, as I get older, I find I appreciate them more than I did when I was younger.
I completely agree.
But I can't argue with Discharge.
Discharge. Discharge is Discharge, you know?
So you keep that fucking energy next round, fucker. All right.
I will. Actually, I may not. All right, we're moved. That's our left side, guys. So we've got first winners: Agnostic Front,
Yep.
SSD, Youth of Today, Negative Approach,
Wow.
Warzone, Sick of It All,
Wow.
Leeway, and Discharge.
Wow.
Heavy hitters. Some heavy hitters left behind as well.
Shit.
This is crazy.
Oh, this is
all right, guys.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Bracket time, right side. Here we go. We've got Poison Idea, the Kings of the Northwest versus Reno's Finest, 7 Seconds. And, 7 Seconds, highly influential band, groundbreaking, beautiful, melodic. They did it all. But unfortunately for them, they're up against a giant.
I don't know, man. Sometimes David beats that Goliath. You know what I mean?
He does. Not in this case, brother.
Listen, but if we're talking about impact, like Better Youth put out Youth Today shit.
That's cool, yeah.
They like 7 Seconds, The Crew, and the Blood and Guts EP, and was it Walk With Us, Rock With Us, Rock With Us, Walk With Us. I can never remember. I don't know. I feel like fuck.
We can call on a judge, but I think did you put 7 Seconds in your bracket?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Like immediately.
Well, then I think this calls for
Another judge.
an intermediary.
Who are you gonna call? No one's gonna pick 7 Seconds. I'm surely on an island.
Dude, this Poison Idea, man.
I know, but
I think I'm taking all due respect to 7 Seconds. They're on here, you know.
I legitimately think, if I'm not mistaken, the first two pieces of vinyl I ever bought, one was the Lowest of the Low 10-inch, and number 2 was 7 Seconds, The Crew.
So why don't we call Scott?
Yeah.
That seems appropriate.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
What do we got?
All right. Mr. Scott Vogel is here to help us settle a debate. Scott, we got a tough bracket here.
What's the premise?
The premise is we're crowning overall the greatest 1980s hardcore band of all time.
Okay.
But this bracket we've got right now that we need your help, we're at a standstill. It's Poison Idea versus 7 Seconds.
You're out of my realm, but I'm going 7 seconds.
Yes.
I imagined you may, but I do think we called the right guy here because you're able to be super objective.
Yeah.
Poison Idea really doesn't mean much to me, and 7 seconds is possibly, if you don't consider DRI, then 7 seconds is the first hardcore band I ever saw headlining.
Beautiful.
The show.
Beautiful.
Called the wrong guy, turns out.
That is true.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you, Scott. I may call you again later.
Good luck, dudes.
Thank you. Bye. Fuck.
Hey.
Jerry, I tried, man. All right. I'm trying. All right. 7 seconds in a shocking move moves on to the next. And a big upset to me, but, all due respect.
This
Understood.
side sucks.
This side is fucking brutal, dude. Minor Threat versus Breakdown. Oh.
Because how do you do this? I want to hear you reason this out, actually.
There's the reason here is that, like, Minor Threat to hardcore is like Van Halen to electric guitar,
like legitimate Mount
to
Rushmore.
high gain guitar,
just Mount Rushmore band, actually,
period.
It's on Stigma's top 4.
That's huge, the Minor Threat record.
Yeah.
Who knows what would happen without the Minor Threat record? Breakdown, like one of my favorite bands, Mm-hmm. What do I listen to more in my adult life?
Of course.
Breakdown.
Of course.
What do I do? Minor Threat, one of the greatest bands ever, all time, any genre, period. Yes. Got to go Minor Threat here.
Okay. Thank God. Because we were going to run out of people to call.
Yeah.
because Breakdown, Tompkins Square Park was in our last week, right?
It was the greatest live video ever.
But Minor Threat is, again, more than just Out of Step and the 7 Inches,
More than a band.
More than a band, yeah. And like you
said,
not
that Breakdown isn't, but of
course. But
walking down the street with my Big Mac.
Hey, like you said about Youth of Today having roots, Minor Threat, Teen Idol's giving way to Minor Threat. There's some serious roots there for the DC
big time roots that a lot of these bands owe a lot to.
Absolutely,
ourselves included.
Absolutely.
So Minor Threat goes on to round 2.
Thank God.
I'm sorry to Mike and Jeff and everybody else in Breakdown,
but they get it.
You're here,
Yeah.
They're family.
Yeah.
Bad Brains versus Descendents is the next round. To me, this is easy Bad Brains.
Easy Bad Brains.
All due respect, Bad Brains are if they're not in this conversation, we've done something wrong, They are
the band that bands in the 80s were trying to be.
It's Bad Brains, Discharge, Negative Approach, Minor Threat, you could say, are the most influential things on here, period.
Yeah.
So this is obvious next pick. And we're going to have to talk about this more later. But okay. So Bad Brains win.
Easy.
We'll save this discussion for the upcoming discourse. Cro-Mags versus Side by Side.
Listen, I love Side by Side. I just discovered a wonderful video that I shared on my Instagram story the other night. Side by Side rocks. One of the coolest. Cro-Mags are a monolith.
Unfortunately for Side by Side, the Cro-Mags are the Cro-Mags.
They are the band. They're the band that made me go, oh, New York has good music. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, I thought it was all Boston. So when I was young, it was like, oh, they're from New York. Cool. I wonder what other bands come from New York.
Interesting.
You know?
Side by Side, I think, is like one of the most underrated all time.
Yeah, especially in the youth crew side of things. You don't,
Agreed.
Yeah.
I would say a perfect record. And many, a great deal of tracks. Cro-Mags are the Cro-Mags.
The Cro-Mags.
Where if the Age of Quarrel comes out, local bands are covering We Gotta Know that year, you know? What can you do?
Best wishes. Alpha Omega.
Okay.
I mean, come on, dude. Yeah. So.
I apologize. This was a tough matchup for Side by Side, who could have easily gone to round 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
But the Cro-Mags win.
Yes.
Here we go. This is a blowout, right? Bold versus Underdog.
This is just,
All due respect to Bold.
Yeah.
Anybody would have lost to Underdog first round.
First round? Are you kidding me?
To me, like, if Underdog doesn't make it to first or second round, we failed.
Yeah, I fully agree. I've never been a huge Bold guy, but I am kind of now.
Oh, I have utmost respect for Bold.
I've kind of turned into a Bold guy within the last 2 years. But when I was young, it was like, oh, that band sucks. Crippled Youth was better. It was like the thing.
See, growing up hearing the people not liking Bold thing made me spitefully be like, I'm gonna fuck with Bold.
Yeah.
Bold rules. But they're going up against a giant here. To me, I don't want to imagine a world with no Underdog in it. You know? I refuse. 0 skips to me in the Underdog discography.
0. There's 0, like, every part feels intentional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everything on those records feels intentional.
And they're another part of the Youth of Today family tree, and it's just a fascinating story to follow, just to see these roots grow into this. And like, in terms of motherfuckers singing over hard music, singing,
yeah.
Where would I be today without Underdog?
Wow. I mean, Bold also has quite the connection to all the Youth of Today, Crippled Youth shit. So it's all intermarried. But yeah, I think Underdog clears Bold.
Underdog clears. Underdog clears. Underdog may be the dark horse pick. Could in some spots. Could make it to the finals.
Yes, there you go. Good way to put it.
Because God, what a band. Straight Ahead versus Turning Point. We got a nasty one coming, folks.
Listen, I fought for Turning Point to be on this list because they started in '88. They started late compared to a lot of the bands. And from demo to Darkest and then into the stuff like the kind of post-hardcore shit they put out, there is not a single fucking skip. Turning Point's importance to me is actually cannot be like overstated. Like, I love that band. I don't know how to compare it to Straight Ahead.
Straight Ahead is groundbreaking, God tier, S tier hardcore music. Straight edge.
But not. Only him. Only Craig.
Tommy, I think it was who was straight edge.
Tommy, you're right, Tommy Carroll.
I get to hear about it from him, so it's fine, you know?
Okay.
To me, this is Straight Ahead in a runaway.
Interesting.
So I think we're at an impasse.
Yeah.
Like, I think we got to call on an expert here.
Who are you going to call about this? I wonder what Scott would say about this, actually, because I know he's a Turning Point guy.
He is. That's why I'm not going to call him.
You fucker.
You.
Hello.
What's going on?
We've got Mark Porter from Floor Punch here.
Perfect.
Porter, we've got to ask you something very important.
All right.
We're at an impasse. We're still on round 1 of the draft.
Okay.
This is to crown the best 1980s hardcore band of all time. We've got a damn near impossible matchup here. Straight Ahead versus Turning Point.
Oh, what? It's Straight Ahead, not even close.
Yeah.
No,
Turning Point has slap bass, bro. That automatically disqualifies them, and they're New Jersey, and I still love them. But slap bass is a disqualification.
You heard it. Slap bass.
I can't argue.
Is a disqualification. Where are you right now, Porter?
I'm at my son's football practice. They are currently running the bleachers behind me.
Okay.
Can you imagine a more appropriate place for him to be than his son's football practice?
Yeah, straight ahead all the way.
Okay.
It's going to come down to Agnostic Front or Cro-Mags, I think.
Spoiler alert. Thank you so much, Porter. We may be calling you back for round 2.
Please do. I look forward to it.
Thank you, sir.
Later.
See ya.
I can't argue with that.
What are you going to say?
I can't argue with the guy from New Jersey telling me what it is. So there you go. Hey, I tried.
Oh, this is good.
I tried.
You did try, and it was valiant. And listen, Turning Point.
I'm not like mad about it.
No, but
Straight
Turning Point,
ahead.
one of the, like groundbreaking melodic band, paved the way for
A lot of
the emo and post-hardcore and all
a lot
that.
of stuff I don't like. You know what I mean? But I really
Straight
like,
ahead paved the way for all the shit I like.
Maybe
you know?
that's the way to look at it. Really, good point.
No, I mean that's tough because
It's a good point. Is all I'm saying.
yeah, it is a great point. Thank you, Porter. That was great. All right.
This is the thing that's going. This matchup is going to make me lose my mind. I cannot.
But they're on here though, you know.
Yeah, but dude.
DYS versus Dag Nasty.
And listen, we're gonna pick Dag Nasty with Dave to make it interesting because then he's singing for both bands. Can I say has Brian Baker and Dave? Can I say it's like a perfect kind of post-hardcore, more skater vibe, very melodic.
Very influential.
DYS.
But again, inspired a lot of shit I don't fuck with.
100%. DYS, another Boston heavy hitter. Fucking Wolfpack. Brotherhood. Hateful. I gotta go DYS.
Oh, wow.
I have to.
Dude.
Here's the thing.
Love it.
Okay, great. Because Dag Nasty, also, I only really like Can I Say. I don't like Wig Out very much.
When we were texting about this bracket, you were telling me how hard you were going to fight for Dag Nasty.
I was until I really... you and I kind of framed at the beginning with like SSD and Agnostic Front and Suicidal. Like, we kind of framed how we have to think about this. And it's not just preference. It's more than that.
DYS is, I mean, both bands changed the game in many ways. DYS, I was DYS all day.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah, I'm with you. Fire and Ice, you know, like the rock stuff later on, you know. So I'm just saying, like, they did. They both
have. They both have that.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, they did a lot. So I think
this personally, I'm a DYS guy.
Okay. Oh fuck.
This is tough. This is tough because we've got Negative Effects. This is your guy, you know?
Yeah, this is, for those of you who don't know, it goes Last Rites, Negative Effects, Slapshot is all Jack Choke Kelly's bands. He sang in all of them.
All bangers. Unfortunately, in this case, they're up against a giant.
I can put it simply. As much as I love all of that shit, especially the Negative Effects years and the comp, none of them touch Brightside. None of them touch Brightside.
And that's all due respect.
It's all it is. It literally, who talks about early Boston shit more than me?
You're the guy.
I love it. But none of it touches Brightside. And that's just objectively, dude. You're not, come on.
Even the demo is half of them damn songs, and they already got it.
Raw Deal demo rocks.
And you look at 88 demo comes out, right? 89, Brightside. 90, last show, the video we talked about last week, sickest thing I've ever seen.
Done.
That's a 2-year legacy. And everybody in New York is there killing each other. This was tough. This is a tough matchup. But this is another one of those things where whoever was against Raw Deal Killing Time in the first matchup was losing.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
Period.
So, but yeah, I think it goes without saying. Brightside is, that's it, you know.
So that concludes round 1.
Yes.
Our winners for the round 1 right side are 7 Seconds.
Yes.
Minor Threat. Bad Brains. Cro-Mags. Underdog. Straight Ahead. DYS. And Raw Deal / Killing Time.
All of these, I'm happy with.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, like is this
Shred? I did not expect Shredhead to make it through. I figured you would be tears in your eyes, fighting for Turning Point.
I love Turning Point.
Please, that's what I thought it was gonna be.
I love Turning Point, but I can be objective about some bands.
All due respect to Turning Point, truly, they're on here.
Yeah.
Straight ahead is straight ahead.
So is this the semifinals now?
No, this would be the quarterfinals.
Isn't quarter when there's a okay quarterfinals?
You'll see.
Gotcha.
We make this mistake every time. This is the quarterfinals.
I don't know how to do sports.
Yeah. All right. Round 2 begins with Agnostic Front versus SSD.
This is cool.
This is awesome.
They're kind of, dude, there's history there. There's there's a couple feuds that have happened.
Similar time frame,
similar movements, similar, this is cool.
But you look at overall discogs and output, I got to go AF here.
Of course. There's no argument there.
All do like SSD, we bow down, We thank you. RIP Al. AF is AF.
AF is AF. Yeah.
All right. Beautiful. Next round, we've got Youth of Today, holy shit, versus Negative Approach.
I'm going to argue for Youth of Today, obviously. But I'm going to do it because of the straight edge thing, because of the subcultural, like double subcultural impact.
Sure.
And like kind of the Youth Crew thing, and because they're my favorite band.
I hear you. I respect you. We do this show every week.
Call Alec.
It's Negative Approach.
Call Alec.
You want me to call a guy from Grand Rapids, Michigan?
Yeah, a straight edge guy who loves rev shit as much as me.
You're fucked. You're fucked.
No, I have faith.
All due respect to you today.
I have faith in the human
one of the greats. Can't wait to have him on someday. It's Negative Approach. There he is. Okay. We have Alec Faber, Holy Blade, God's Hate, Twitching Tongues, to answer this diabolical next question for which Bo and I disagree. Alec, we're doing a tournament bracket to determine the greatest 1980s hardcore band of all time.
Okay.
The matchup you need to determine is Youth of Today versus Negative Approach.
Okay. I mean, I think objectively it's Negative Approach. Because without them, you don't get AF. Without AF, you don't get everything else.
Everything else. What are you putting on right now?
I'm putting on Youth of Today. Because I can sing along to it.
But this is this is subjective. This is who do we like more,
Who do I like more? The answer is Youth of Today for me. Like, they're the most important band to me. But if who's more important to like hardcore as a whole, it's Negative Approach for sure.
Yeah, but you can't do. We're not doing that.
So I don't know what your criterion is, but
the criterion is ultimately whatever you decide. Yeah. Who are you saying the winner is? Because I say Negative Approach, Bo says Youth of Today. You are the final say.
Negative Approach, Detroit Hardcore.
Boom. Excellent. Thank you.
I tried.
You did. I think. Oh no. But Scott sided with you. Other than that, I think I'm 3 for 4. So.
Well, yeah, you fucking lined up all your judges. I got line.
No,
but
please.
Hold on. I got it.
Well, yeah. Next one. Call fucking caution. All right. Next up, big matchup. Huge. Warzone versus Sick of It All.
I'm going Warzone.
I'm going Sick of It All.
Yeah. Jesus.
So here we are.
How about that?
Make the call, brother.
Well, okay, hold on. Give me a second.
Listen, I'm.
I know
It is what it is.
I know who to call.
When I was in elementary school, there was a report about like my day, like my day in 5th grade, or 4th or 5th grade or something.
Uh-huh.
And in the book report, I'm going to try to find it. And then I say something like, and then I listened to In the Underground. My whole I forgot what song that was throughout my youth and tried to figure it out and realized elementary school me was talking about Step Down.
Oh, really?
In the Underground.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was called In the Underground. So I was born with blood, sweat, and no tears up my ass. And it lives there to this day. So I'm going sick of it all. All due respect to Warzone.
Yeah,
who are you going to call?
I'm trying to get a hold of Aaron Warman, who I think would be a good. He would say sick of it all, though, wouldn't he?
I don't know. Why don't we call Vitalo?
Vitalo would be good. You want me to call him?
I can do it. All right, here we have Mr. James.
Oh, we're live.
Well, we're live.
Just sound music. Let's do it. What do you got?
James, I've got a big matchup for you right now with the Mets hat. It's very appropriate for this.
Yeah.
We're in the second.
MAF basketball jersey.
Beautiful.
Woo!
This second round matchup, we're at a standstill. We need you. Warzone versus Sick of It All.
Wow.
Isn't that tough?
Not only do I feel totally off guard, I just feel like naked in the woods right now because I answered this in a basketball jersey and a hat that I'm proud of, but I'm just totally shocked right now. And then the question you're asking me is crazy.
I know.
Wow. Can I ask some questions on like how you're getting these answers?
Absolutely. Our goal here was pure gut feeling.
Yeah.
It's just like gun to your head. You got to make a decision.
Gun to your head. You got to make a decision. I went Sick of It All. Bo said Warzone. And I'll have you know that Warzone beat Black Flag in the first round.
As they should have.
Yes.
As they should have. Oh my God. I think it's pretty impossible to beat blood, sweat, no tears. I'm saying Sick of It All.
Thank you. I think longevity has to be a factor here, and that's a huge part of my thinking.
You're not wrong.
And just into like the sheer discographical output, you know?
And you're saying Sick of It All?
I'm saying Sick of It All. I think you're saying Sick of It All, man.
I hate this situation I'm in right now.
I think it's good. What do you say?
I'm flipping.
I'm
going Warzone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shocking.
That's why he's our manager.
I'm not fucking happy about it.
I know.
I'm going Warzone.
But you went Warzone. And listen, that's gut. Gut is gut. And we thank you. We may be calling you back for round 3. Okay.
All right.
You heard that.
There we go. So
I don't entirely disagree.
Right. That's kind of the fun of this bracket is like they're all winners.
Anybody that wins, I'm going to be like, yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, exactly.
Especially if it's Underdog. But just saying, yeah, okay. So Warzone goes on to the next round. And up next, we've got a doozy.
This is kind of all you, because you're a bigger Leeway guy and a bigger Discharge guy than me.
Okay.
So I'm going to defer
We've got Leeway versus Discharge. If you're going Impact, Legacy, etc., it's Discharge. If I'm going raw, gut, personal, what am I putting on right now? I've listened to Leeway thrice a week. I'm going Leeway.
And I think that's fine. I think there's a lot of purists who are going to be like, you guys are fucking nuts.
And we are.
Yeah, right.
We're crazy to do this in the first place. But
you know what? We're crazy, but not insane.
Hey, there we go.
Dude,
and there we have it. We have our left side quarterfinals.
Yep.
I think. No, this is not the quarterfinal. I think this is just round 2.
Oh, okay.
Quarterfinals next.
It was when there's 4. So is this the semifinals now?
No, this would be the quarterfinals.
Isn't quarter when there's a okay quarterfinals?
You'll see.
Gotcha.
We make this mistake every time. This is the quarterfinals.
I don't know how to do sports.
So our winners are Agnostic Front.
Yep.
Negative Approach. Warzone. And Leeway.
Wow.
Stacked.
That's a lot.
Scary.
It's a lot of New York.
It is. All right, here we go.
This
Ready?
one immediately sucks.
Minor. Do you think so?
Yeah, a little bit.
Minor Threat versus 7 Seconds.
No, it's Minor Threat.
It's Minor Threat.
Minor Threat. You're right.
All due respect, man. I love Reno. My wife's from there. I love gambling. I love mountains.
I did. I worked Riot Fest one year that 7 Seconds played, and I was selling merch, and I met Kevin and just talked to him for a little bit, and didn't hit him with any like, hey, I'm a fan. None of that. Just kind of like.
And he was awesome.
He was fucking sick, and I was like, you guys sold really well. You have like 2 shirts left, and he was like, really? Oh wow! And it was just like thankful and cool, and it was like, do you want anything of what's left? And I was like, oh, you're the best. And I think, honestly, because they were just like one of that, literally bought the crew from Hot Topic when I was like a preteen, you know?
Yeah.
That I just have always loved them. But
Minor Threat is Minor Threat.
Minor Threat is...
Minor Threat is Minor Threat. And what can you do there?
What can you know? Yeah. Yep.
All right. Minor Threat moves on. And next we've got a doozy.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
We've got the Bad Brains versus the Cro-Mags.
I think you and I are going to agree on this.
Yeah.
For what we want out of this music, the Cro-Mags deliver what we want. More so. Oh, really?
Oh, I'm going Bad Brains, dude.
Because you're a quickness guy, right?
I'm a quickness guy. I'm a big eye against eye guy. I'm a big rock for light guy.
Really? So you're going Bad Brains?
I'm going Bad Brains.
I'm going Cro-Mags. Here's the thing. If I call James, it's Cro-Mags. I got little Aaron. I got Aaron Warman on deck.
Aaron Warman would be a good objective take here, I think.
Okay. He says, okay, I'm available. I'm calling him right now.
This is Aaron Warman, Long Island legend.
Oh, yes. Yeah. All right. We got him. This is the Aaron Warman. You guys know him briefly from our New York Hardcore Chronicles.
That's right.
Like a couple cameos.
Couple cams, yeah. All right.
Short end.
You just get off work?
I just got home.
Perfect.
All right.
I need you tired. I need your gut instinct on this one, okay?
All right.
We're doing we're ranking the greatest 80s hardcore band of all time. We have a bracket.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting kind of far. Right now, you are tasked with deciding between the Bad Brains and the Cro-Mags.
Get the fuck out of here. Why am I being called for this?
Long Island, dude. I know you can provide. You've been out there.
Jesus Christ, man.
I went Cro-Mags. Colin went Bad Brains. We both independently love both bands, so it's all love.
I'm happy with whoever wins.
Right.
Kill your mom or kill your dad.
Yeah,
know?
that's literally how it feels.
Yeah. I mean, arguably, no Bad Brains, no Cro-Mags.
Sure.
If you know.
But just so you know, Warzone beat Black Flag first round, so we're not really doing that.
Yeah. Jesus, man, this is tough. This is heavy.
If it makes you feel better, Vitalo took his decision really hard as well.
I could imagine. All right, let's see. I mean, listen, the Bad Brains are probably the most influential hardcore band ever. And I would say every band on this list would probably say the Bad Brains.
Yeah.
But the Age of Quarrel is also...
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's the blueprint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Cro-Mags on this.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful.
I think...
This is shocking.
The Cro-Mags changed the trajectory of hardcore.
Yes.
In a way that has, reverberated through the years.
Beautiful.
You think Bad Brains didn't do that?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Love the answer.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if we need you again.
I wish we had instituted some kind of like one-time veto
Ultimate
rule.
veto rule. Would you
This
have,
is
was this when you would have used it?
Oh, 100%.
I probably wouldn't have used mine yet if you want to use it. I'll bank it.
No. Dude, it's just like you're gonna see my. This is crazy. This is I think a huge upset.
I think you have to think about the kind of hardcore that we like and we create is more in line with what the Cro-Mags did than with what the Bad Brains did, despite both being influential and
I agree. It just doesn't change the fact that like I get the same feeling putting on Eye Against Eye that I do Best Wishes, you know? You go track for track, Bad Brains has more tracks.
no skips.
For like a long time.
But then you're talking less quantity, more quality. And I was saying that Bad Brains have bad quality songs. I'm just saying
Even in Bad Brains' greater quantity, the quality does not cease for a long time.
Are you questioning
versus
judges?
near-death experience?
Are you sure, but are you questioning our judge's decision?
No, I mean listen. I'll allow it. Aaron, he's been around a long time. All right, Cro-Mags goes on to the quarterfinals. Wow,
3 for 3. We're 3 and 3, by the way.
All right, it's pretty good. I'm stunned.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised too. But I'm glad I chose that hill to die on because I really do think like I don't know, man. There's a Cro-Mags would say Bad Brains.
Cro-Mags would say Bad Brains. Bad Brains would also maybe say like we're not a hardcore band. What are you talking about?
Right.
What is we don't care what you're talking
We
about.
play youth energy music.
Yeah, which is dope. But
pretty dope.
But I want hardcore flying the hardcore flag. Either way.
Yep.
I will die on the Bad Brains hill here.
Okay.
But I love the Cro-Mags. So
yeah, at the
end of the day, I ain't mad about it.
He was right. Kill your mother, kill your father. It was
very difficult.
Yeah.
This is that was maybe one of the toughest choices we'll have to make.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, we've got Underdog versus Straight Ahead. It's fucking Underdog.
Yeah, okay.
All due respect to Straight Ahead, whom I love dearly. Underdog is an essential vitamin to me.
A daily.
This is a daily driver for me.
Men's
Underdog,
one a day.
come on. It's got to be Underdog.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I wonder. I bet you Richie would say, "Are you fucking crazy?"
Maybe. But those are like they're legit contemporary bands.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got DYS versus Raw Deal Killing Time here.
Listen,
come on.
I have to be objective and I have to be fair. It's Brightside. It's Killing Time.
It's Killing Time.
It just is. And I love DYS. Love DYS.
No matter how you spin it, you're up against King Kong.
Yeah, straight up.
I will find other monsters to use. Trust me.
But yeah, I think that's pretty easy. That's an easy one.
That was an easy one.
Yeah.
And therefore we have our quarterfinals set in stone. On the right side now we have Minor Threat, the Cro-Mags, Underdog, and Raw Deal Killing Time.
Wow.
On the left side we have Agnostic Front, Negative Approach, Warzone, and Leeway. Holy moly.
Colin, I'm starting to get sweaty.
Me too.
I'm starting to get stinky.
I actually have a cure for that.
You're kidding.
Yeah. If you go to manscaped.com, there's a product to make the sweatiest, stinkiest motherfuckers in the world
You're kidding.
just completely sane and normal.
What kind of products could this be?
Don't get me started. Products such as the Crop Reviver, which is an easy spray for... You don't have to get in the shower.
That's the best application. You know what I mean?
100%. It's like, I just went to the gym. I kind of stink. I'm about to hit the pit. Spritz. they'll smell me coming, and they're going to love it.
They're going to welcome you into that pit.
The crop preserver, post shower, rub a little bit on there. It's like liquid talc. It's incredible.
It's awesome.
The lawnmower, to keep the lawn mowed. You know, when the hedges aren't trimmed, you can get bugs in there.
The weed whacker, clean out your nostrils, clean out your ear hairs if you got those. The body scrubber,
Lord knows my dad
wash.
does.
Yeah.
And Father's Day is at some point this year.
Neither of us would know, but it is coming.
And if you use code HardLore, you're going to get 20% off and free shipping site-wide. Come on. You can't miss it. This episode is also brought to you by maddvintage.com. M-A-D-D vintage.com. Every single band we've talked about is probably represented on there in some way.
Dude, that is 100% true, including many of the honorable mentions.
Oh, yeah. All 73 of them are on there right now. You go check it out and use code HardLore15. You're going to get 15% off your order. And you're going to need it because this stuff adds up, especially with how old some of these damn bands are. Luke is also looking to buy your stuff.
And let me tell you something. He's getting good stuff. And he's paying well. You guys got to get a hold of him. He'll buy your stuff that you're looking to offload. He's got all kinds of metal, punk rock, hardcore, rap, like wrestling, random miscellaneous stuff on his site.
Yeah.
He's also going to be in person at LDB, Furnace Fest, and I believe Tied Down.
So sell him your stuff, and you may see us wearing it in a future episode.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's quarterfinal time.
Yeah, I think so. This is big.
This is big.
It's getting heavy.
Our first matchup here, Agnostic Front, Goliath versus Negative Approach, Goliath.
I knew it.
Gorilla versus Kong.
Yeah. This is a crazy one.
This is crazy. Knee jerk?
Yeah.
AF.
Yes, I agree. And I love Negative Approach.
100%. And like many have said, like we have said, who knows where we'd be with that Negative Approach. But AF has such an expansive discography.
Yeah.
That evolves and ebbs and flows. And they got some new stuff coming that may blow our minds.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this is... I'm proud to send Agnostic Front to the semifinals here.
Okay, I agree. That hurts to do.
That was painful. Our next quarterfinal matchup, Warzone versus Leeway. I'm going Leeway.
Okay. I'm going Warzone, but I don't know if I can argue it. You know, it's just like what I'm gonna put on is gonna be Leeway because I know Warzone shit like the back of my hand. I'm less versed with Leeway.
There's a reason you know it like the back of your hand.
Yes, of course.
You want to call in a judge?
Who could we call? You got somebody in?
Let's get Porter back on.
You want Porter?
He did straight ahead and turning point now. Let's give him some hard shit to talk about.
Leeway and Warzone.
You.
Mr. Porter, we've got you back.
Yes.
We are in our quarterfinal matchups here now. We've got a big one here.
Okay.
Warzone versus Leeway.
Franklin's case.
Two NYHC classics. I'm gonna err with Leeway due to the full catalog and each record being amazing.
That's a fair argument.
You know, Warzone for me is basically Don't Forget the Struggle and the 7-inch. I'd have to tip my hat to Leeway.
Outstanding answer.
Sure.
Outstanding answer.
But two classics nonetheless. That is a tough one, but I have to give it to Leeway.
Okay.
Two of the greats. I respect the zero hesitation. You had no preparation whatsoever for this, and he came swinging. Heat.
I'm locked in.
You're always locked in. Thank you so much, Porter. Appreciate your help.
Have a good night, bro.
You too. Take care.
Take care.
All right, I'm not angry at that.
Fucking legend. He's so awesome.
Just Leeway.
Yeah. So that's our quarterfinals.
I'm not angry at that.
The semifinal matchup is Agnostic Front versus Leeway.
Yeah.
Chills. All right. We're going to the right side of the bracket here.
Mm-hmm.
The first quarterfinal matchup for the upper right district is Minor Threat versus the Cro-Mags.
I mean, come on.
What are you saying? Come on.
I'm saying Cro-Mags. Yeah. I love Minor Threat, but also Minor Threat discography is pretty short. Pretty small.
It is.
You compare that to
but here, dude, this is my bracket that I did independentally.
Yeah.
Bad Brains goes real far.
Uh-huh. They're gone.
So
They're gone now.
I don't know what to do here.
You gotta let it go. You think I didn't have Youth of Today in this?
No, I definitely do. Cro-Mags versus Minor Threat. You're going no hesitation Cro-Mags?
What am I putting on? Yeah. What do you?
That may be true, but this is one where I'm really thinking about like the best 80s HC of all time.
Yeah.
Minor Threat is Minor Threat.
They're up there. They're some might say semifinalists.
Quarterfinalists at least, right?
One of the two. But yeah, Cro-Mags to me, from musicianship to evolving as a band to having an impact and to kicking ass and having a message, with whether you're into the Christian shit or into the vegetarian shit, whatever, they had a message. They were there. And Minor Threat did too, but it was very, very short. And then after Minor Threat, they all very purposefully did like soft stuff to be like, oh, we're done with that. We're over that. Embrace, Rites of Spring, Fugazi, you know.
Yeah, but I almost wish Cro-Mags had done that. Having heard Near Death Experience, you know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is, by the time Minor Threat was done, you wouldn't have gotten the best wishes. I'm just saying, like, when grand scope.
Like, I've listened to Age of Quarrel.
Yeah.
Maybe more than I've listened to anything.
Yeah.
But this is hard. I might need a little help with this one.
Okay.
It's really hard for me to make a pick. Minor Threat versus Cro-Mags.
James must be at Kempo or something. He's not responded.
My gut says Cro-Mags. My heart says Minor Threat.
Interesting.
You know?
My gut says Cro-Mags and my ass says Cro-Mags. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. Strong.
Cro-Mags.
Gaku.
I think we got to get somebody on the horn here.
All right. Calling James for that would not be fair. So my judge would not.
I mean.
Yeah. One record.
All right. Todd, I'm sorry in advance to do this to you.
Okay.
I've got a brutal one here. This is a quarterfinal matchup.
Okay.
Minor Threat. And listen, this isn't like legacy or importance. This is like what you're putting on right now.
Okay.
Minor Threat versus the Cro-Mags.
Minor Threat, no question. Which one's a better old school hardcore band?
See, he's.
But it's like the old school isn't even the factor. It's just like,
right,
who's winning?
Yeah, right.
I think there's more of an emotional depth to Minor Threat and more of a musical depth to Minor Threat than there is Cro-Mags. I mean, as great as Age of Quarrel is, God, Age of Quarrel is great.
God, Age of Quarrel is great.
It's so good, but it's very narrow. It's very like the lyrics and the music. They're all. I don't want to say everything sounds the same because it doesn't, but it does have like a very similar tone across the album. There's a vibe.
Interesting.
For sure.
You know, it's very cold and it's very
I would call Minor Threat Beatles-esque in their career is so short and so impactful, and that what they managed to do with so little to me is as much of a factor as a band having some expansive discography.
Okay.
Yeah, on Planet TJ, Cro-Mags died after Age of Quarrel. I don't care about anything after Age of Quarrel.
See, maybe not the best judge.
So
okay.
Wow.
I might not be the person to ask on this one.
Okay.
Planet
I got no love for Best Wishes, and I probably never will.
Wow. Breaking news.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. What are their other records? What's
Alpha Omega.
Alpha and Omega? The
Near-death experience.
yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about. Like when I got into hardcore, those records are super corny, and I'm not going to say they're still super corny. Like I think I understand them more a little bit before I did then, but it was just like Age of Quarrel and that demo was where it was at. That's like fucking Cro-Mags.
Sure.
Like all the other things, it was just like to me, Best Wishes sounds like a second or even third rate like Wannabe Master of Puppets.
Wow.
And then the other shit is just like what is the song Eyes of Tomorrow?
Yeah, I love that song.
It's like it almost sounds like Biohazard, which Biohazard's cool, but I don't know, man. I might not be the right person for this question.
No, it's
maybe we'll
perfect.
consult. Maybe we'll consult a bonus judge here.
I think you might need to.
All right, but hey, your input is invaluable. Thank you so much, Todd.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Later.
See ya.
Looking through the
Stunning
eyes
revelations in the quarterfinals.
and all I see is misery and sorrow.
The great song. I have a tattoo from that song.
Hold on one second.
Do we want to? I mean,
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
I'm still torn because unlike Todd, I love Best Wishes. I love Alpha Omega, but he is right. Like that was not a popular opinion to have.
100%. It was only worry about Age of Quarrel. Don't worry about the rest.
Yeah.
But that's almost
Minor Threat.
It's almost an argument for why he's a better judge because it's kind of an equal body of work between the two.
I agree. I think it's Minor Threat.
Okay, I can't be mad about that, can I?
Yeah.
Oh, Minor Threat is in the final four. Great. You know.
Yeah. I think that the only thing that robs us of is I don't want to say it yet.
Okay.
But
okay. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Minor Threat goes on.
And then,
You know what I'm saying?
same outcome. So,
Yeah, exactly.
So it's all good.
Agreed.
It's all good. All right.
All right, our next quarterfinal match. This to me has to be the most devastating one yet.
This is a rough one. God, I wish James. Okay, go ahead. Introduce it, please.
Underdog versus Raw Deal / Killing Time.
This one's crazy
I hate this
because I don't actually know how to really answer it because Killing Time is so perfect.
Perfect demo, perfect LP
Done.
that have, and then they got more, but perfect demo, perfect LP.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Whereas Underdog, perfect 7-inch, where none of the same songs are on the LP.
Right.
Perfect LP, that is like a crazy jump in evolution, and
Doesn't make sense.
it's innovative. Nothing sounds like Underdog.
100%. What sounded like Brightside?
Dude, when you put, oh my God, Brightside is crazy.
Think about Fools Die.
Tearing up.
Fools Die. I don't.
This is fucked up.
Who's the most objective judge we could have on this?
I think we got to sort this one out ourselves.
Okay. Well, listen.
We love both of these bands, Bo.
It's Underdog.
It has to be Killing Time. Right?
I think the Zoom thing happened and I went, it's Underdog. And then you said it has to be Killing Time. I'm just thinking, what am I putting on? It's going to be Underdog.
I mean, dude, I literally breathe, sleep, eat Underdog.
Yeah. In that
all
order.
day, all night.
All right. I'll go.
I celebrate Birkenhead Saturday every Saturday.
I know it's on the HardLore calendar. I get notified for it every Saturday.
You're like, fuck, what do we got today? Oh, Birkenhead Saturday.
All right. I'm fine. The final four being what it's about to be is fantastic.
If you have any reservations,
I only have a reservation because of how much I love Underdog.
I'm with you.
And how much more I think how diverse and dynamic their music is. Those are the two things. Plus,
I would agree. I would be quicker to say, like, Underdog Discog as a whole.
Yeah.
Goated. I'll take it over almost anything ever. Brightside is easy top 4 hardcore records ever.
Okay.
Therefore, I think maybe that means they should be in the top 4.
Okay.
To the semifinals. Listen, it's weird because like I want to say Underdog.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I want to say Underdog.
But I think it is Killing Time.
Okay. All right. I'm fine. I agree. Yes, it is currently Killing Time.
It has to be Killing Time. Underdog is the underdog.
Just
here.
Like me.
But they got here, you know?
Yeah.
And again, in a different matchup, Underdog's making it to the finals. On tomorrow, if we did this tomorrow, Underdog may win. But right now, Killing Time has to go to the semifinals.
Okay.
I think.
All right. So what are our top 4, Colin?
Our semifinal matchups are here.
Wow.
On the left side, we have Agnostic Front versus Leeway. On the right side, we have Minotret versus Raw Deal Killing Time.
Yeah. Crazy that Killing Time made it this far.
That's fucking awesome.
Kind of crazy.
Could have been. It would have been just as cool if Underdog made it this far. You know.
Yeah.
And this is all due to the seeding. You know,
of course.
Because again, like
if you etch a sketch this thing, it's totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Bad Brains could have gone all the way. Maybe should have gone all the way. But here we are. First up, Agnostic Front versus Leeway. I'm pretty confident in saying that it's Agnostic Front.
Okay, good. 100%.
Agnostic Front should go to the finals.
Yes.
Okay.
100%. 80s hardcore band.
80s hardcore Agnostic Front has to go to the final.
So, okay, beautiful. Now we have.
That's that. And now we've got a doozy. This is so funny. Minor Threat versus Raw Deal and Killing Time. Who is one band. I don't know if we've clarified that yet, obviously.
Yes. How does this make you feel?
Good. It makes me feel, I'm having fun.
Because everything that can be said about like the Cro-Mags 1LP kind of and demo can be said about Killing Time.
100%.
Right? So it's kind of the same argument. But see, this is what's interesting is like I want to go Cro-Mags over Minor Threat, but I kind of want to go Killing Time over Minor Threat. But when I see that on paper, I don't know if I can sign off on that. How about I call a judge?
Who?
How about I call James Plicky? Or Chris.
Okay.
What do you think? Let's call Chris. He's never on the show.
I'm open to it because I'm stunned here.
Maybe for the final we call James because I know
I feel like a flash grenade just went off.
I got you.
Minor Threat versus Killing Time.
I'm going to call Chris. He's never been a guest judge on the show. He's a little camera shy.
Huge day.
Big day. Look at this handsome man walking his dog.
Oh, look at that hair.
Can you believe
Sean
that?
Hunter-esque.
You can't hear Colin, unfortunately, but we have a bracket going, Chris, where we are determining the best 80s hardcore bands. Okay. And we got you down to a quarterfinal, semifinal. We can't figure it out yet.
This is a semifinal.
Semifinal. And this is a diabolical matchup. We've been calling various judges, and I needed you on this. Your bracket is Minor Threat versus Raw Deal / Killing Time.
That's a tough one for me, honestly. Go ahead, sorry.
No, it's tough for us as well because you got to keep in mind, Minor Threat has made it this far. They've beaten Cro-Mags, 7 Seconds, bands within that tier they've beaten some serious bands. So like they've made it far.
Yeah, no doubt. So it's hard for me to not personally go with Minor Threat, just given the impact that Minor Threat had on my life, and personally what I think the impact Minor Threat had on just like hardcore and straight edge hardcore in general.
Dude, and like DIY and punk and
yeah. I mean, no doubt, right? Like you can't separate it from like Discord Records, you know?
Yeah.
And, like what that label did for DIY music, hardcore music, you name it. So like personally I gotta go with Minor Threat. Just because it was obviously pretty instrumental to my love for punk and hardcore, you know?
Yeah.
And obviously like you can't separate the legacy personally. So
I think that's right.
Minor Threat.
I think that's right.
I think I'm with him.
And
I think I'm with him.
We're with you. We just needed somebody to let us down softly, you know?
Yeah, dude, I'm going Minor Threat.
All right, buddy.
All right.
I'll talk to you
Outstanding.
later. See ya.
That my gut and heart say Minor Threat. But like, put Bright Side on right now.
Yeah, just
pause
put
this.
it on. Yeah.
Listen to the whole thing and tell me that ain't top 4 all time. Come on. That's what it's all about.
I just got chills.
I know. I did it at the gym today. I couldn't believe it. I may do it after. But I think that means our finals are set.
This is beautiful.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
Our finals for the best 80s hardcore band of all time, Agnostic Front versus Minor Threat.
Wow. This is a tale as old as in time. A tale of two cities.
A tale as old as in time. This is Godzilla versus if Tokyo had a Godzilla,
yeah,
and Osaka had another Godzilla,
2 Godzillas.
This is the same thing. Imagine that.
That's a good one.
There's other kaijus, but other 2 Godzillas because that's what we have here. Agnostic Front versus Minor Threat. I'm going AF.
Think I am too. I love Minor Threat. But again, it's a couple. The discography is like a comp. You know, it's essentially a compilation record versus several influential AF records.
Several life-changing LPs in different eras of hardcore. And like eras of hardcore are short.
Very,
you know?
Yeah.
2-3 years maybe. And AF adapted and ebbed and flowed through every single one of them.
To this day.
And evolved brilliantly and perfect to this day. And that is maybe the ultimate argument.
Wow.
AF has to win this.
Should we call people just to solidify? Because
I think that would be fun.
I got to get an I mean out of James, you know?
I would like to hear that.
Okay.
I think we only called Scott once, so I think we got to get one more Scott.
Good. Here he comes. All right, buddy boy. You're on the show. We are ranking the best 80s hardcore bands. In our finals, we have, and we need you to weigh in on this, what you think is the best hardcore band between Agnostic Front and Minor Threat.
Oh, Agnostic Front, not even close.
Expand on that for me.
To me, Agnostic Front is probably the earliest thing that I would say is influenced modern hardcore more than anything. I mean, they had short songs, they were fast, they were angry, they weren't recorded very well. I mean, United Blood 7-inch is absolutely legendary. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Minor Threat obviously influenced straight edge and influenced a lot of things, but I'm talking when you think about 80s hardcore, I mean, I think Agnostic Front has influenced way more bands than Minor Threat has in the past 40 years.
Wow.
Just my opinion.
Beautiful. Perfect. That's what we needed.
Sound reasoning.
Thank you, buddy.
You got it.
See it.
All right. I mean, that's pretty resounding win for AF.
Hip shot, just no. You know?
Yeah, that was no question. And I agree.
I think I have to too. It's nice to hear if we don't have a bias in this discussion.
Yeah, I don't think we do. I think this is pretty objective here.
And I think our reasoning for it makes total sense.
I agree. There's many factors to consider, and I think Agnostic Front checks every box. Longevity may be the biggest one that
may be, and please let's reiterate the whole I have the Discord first 5 or 6, 7 inches box set, and you look through these things, and it's like a faithful recreation of all that they made by hand with scissors and glue, you know, and they made all of them, and like that's really cool.
None of this happens really without that. And the minutia of it all is so cool, and I like that. Those are the things I can't wait to talk about them.
Yeah,
with them someday. Is just like, how do you get people to be aware of this show you're playing? You know?
Yes.
How do you figure out which glue to use with the flyers?
Yeah.
You know, or the records.
Yeah.
So that is all obviously so important. But AF, in many arguments, I would say, but minor threat is minor threat.
Right.
In this argument, I would say, but Agnostic Front is Agnostic Front.
They're Agnostic Front, and also let's not forget what they and Vinny did for like CBs.
Yeah.
Just like the shows happening and hardcore matinees happening.
And what are they often referred to as?
The Godfathers of hardcore.
And there you have it.
There you go.
Agnostic Front is the greatest 1980s hardcore band of all time. We want to congratulate all 32 nominees here. You all had a shot, truly.
Yeah.
Underdog, you really did.
You really did. We also want to give a shout out to all the honorable mentions. Should I list them again?
Yeah, do it again.
Okay. We want to give a shout out to all the honorable mentions. By the way, just real quick. Decroydson, Zero Boys, Effigies, Dicks, Dead Boys, Millions of Dead Cops, Adolescents, Antidote, Naked, Raygun, Chain of Strength, Dead Kennedys, DOA, SOA, FUs, Jerry Kids, Fear, Gangrene, Flipper, Germs, Life's Blood, Government Issue, Iceman, Iron Cross, JFA, Kraut, Meatman, Minuteman, Murphy's Law, Necros, Nerve Agent, Sub-Zero, Project X, Reagan Youth, Red Cross, Youth Defense League, Scream, Siege, SNFU, Subhumans from Canada, of course, TSOL, Teen Idols, Token Entry, Undead, Urban Waste, Rest in Pieces, Verbal Abuse, Bad Religion, Social Distortion, and who can forget the Circle Jerks? Definitely not us.
And Crackdown. We forgot Crackdown. That's it, folks. That's our time. That's our episode.
I must protest, sir. You and I have separate brackets that we need to share.
Oh, you're right.
Of course.
So here's mine. You'll see AF still making it to the finals. But I got Bad Brains in the finals with them.
Okay.
And AF still wins. So I came upon the same winner regardless.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So I went, my top 4 were Youth of Today, Cro-Mags, Killing Time. And
you had Youth of Today on top?
I have Youth of Today all the way, baby.
Really?
They're my favorite band. They check every box possible for me.
Wow. So this is drastically different from from what we did together.
With mine, I answered from the heart. Boom.
Did you have Underdog in the semis?
Underdog lost to Turning Point.
That's diabolical.
I love Turning Point. I got into Turning Point long before I got into Underdog. I didn't get Underdog at first.
Okay.
So there's a certain sense of nostalgia for me.
Dude, the toughest matchup for me easily was Underdog and Raw Deal Killing Time.
Yeah, that is a crazy tough one. But now for that, so I went Turning Point and then Killing Time, and between the two, I went Killing Time.
Yeah, easily.
Just to show you that I'm still grounded. I just got there different ways, you know.
So who made it to the top semi?
The top semi was AF versus Youth of Today, Warzone.
No, on the top right. I mean, sorry.
Oh, my bad. It was Minor Threat and Cro-Mags, and
Cro-Mags went to
went to the finals, and then Turning Point and Killing Time. So yeah, it was Youth of Today, Cro-Mags, Judge, Killing Time,
and Youth of Today went all the way.
Youth of Today went to the moon, baby.
So that's a very different list. You'll see.
Very different.
Together, we're different, but I'm somehow the same. that's our episode, folks. I'm sure you're pissed, or you can understand our sound logic here. But we got some objective judges here. We got some people we respect, you respect, to help us aid through this journey. So here we are.
Yeah, I love doing these because you and I are just in the trench together. Like, there's no
taking grenades, getting our limbs blown off, and surviving to love Agnostic Front.
Yes.
That's worth it. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. We are so sorry for what we put your brains through. And we'll see you next week. Bye.